I'm Patty Loveless, and you're acting alongside Hollywood's top stars like Sylvester Stallone and Burt Reynolds. Some were successful, and others, well, let's just say they weren't blockbusters. Her first movie in 1980 was a smash.
9 to 5 was a real experience for me. It was a great joy. In fact, I had been approached before 9 to 5 to do movies, and I hadn't found anything I wanted to do. And Jane Fonda had approached me about being in this movie, and I thought, well, this looks good. And, you know, Jane Fonda and Lily Tomlin are two very big stars. So if it's a hit, then I can, you know, take credit for it, you know, my own part of my credit. And if it's a flop, then I'll blame them. So it just made perfect sense for me to do it. And I knew I'd be protected, and I knew it was something I could do. Or I thought it was.
The first day that I met Dolly was the first day of rehearsal on 9 to 5, and it tells a lot about Dolly. In the first place, she's so charming and complimentary and flattering and supportive, and I found out later she was very insecure. That was her first movie, if I'm not mistaken, and she wasn't real secure about that. But we sat around there and read the script for, I guess, about 2.5 hours. Dolly knew all her lines. She knew every line, which, as you know, is unique. I think she and George Burns, the only two people ever pull that off. But she totally had the script down, little suggestions about things, but that's the part of Dolly a lot of people don't know, that she works, how hard she works, you know, at what she does.
Dabney Coleman is one of the funniest, greatest people. He and I really got along great, and he really helped me a lot since I couldn't act. You know, he gave me some good pointers of things to do and how to hit my mark and how to stand here and how to get the light, you know, whatever.
I'd love to work with Dolly again. Who wouldn't? Yeah. Yeah, I miss her. Never mind the work part. I miss seeing her. I haven't seen her in a long, long time. But yeah, that'd be great.
He was just such a pro that it's like when they'd say action, he'd just go into being mean, and then when they'd say cut, he was just going back to being who he was. And that's pretty much, you know, the way I do. When they say cut and action, that's it to me, because I think, well, I can't spend all day in a sold-up mood trying to do method acting, you know, like some people do. You can't even get their attention. And I'm sure some people need to do that, but I don't need to be that serious. I don't need money that bad. But that one was such fun to do. I thought, what took me so long? I mean, I should have been doing this forever. And then it was a hit, too. And then I wrote the song for it, and then it was a big hit. And I thought, wow, this is just great. Like you said, beginner's luck, though. Because the next one was just as miserable, which was The Best Little Chicken House in Texas with Burt Reynolds. I mean, that movie was so hard to do, and that was during that time when I was overweight and I was not feeling good. Burt was having a breakdown because he and Sally Field had just broke up at that time, and he was on medication, so we were just having all kinds of trouble, in addition to the fact that all the directors and the producers, because it was from a Broadway play and they were all fighting, it had so much blood on the project, it was like, oh my God, I want to go back home. I don't want to do this. So anyway, it's just like different projects. They all have their own personality. And I mean, I liked the people, but the project was very hard to do.
When we come back, one of the most moving performances